afternoon, good morning, and good afternoon wherever you are. Welcome back to today's show, Face the Nation GA, Trending Issues and Rebuilding Ghana. Today, we just want to focus on what is happening right now in the world face. Precisely, Joe Biden to the world. What is the United States foreign policy going to be under this new administration towards China, Iran, and North Korea, Israel, then Russia? Let's get into this. I believe it's time to do news again with Emmanuel Acheampong. Okay, let's take it from this perspective. A lot of people were holding on to the belief, say, Trump ended the tenure of office now. What we saw is that most of the policies that were put in place in Iran, it was just going to go against, Trump believed in the American first policy, meaning he prioritized any issue be a country, U.S. should benefit before any other country, or he places the U.S. interest before any country. That is the foreign policy, and Trump a champion. Now, Biden also stepped in a few weeks ago. His is leading diplomacy, meaning even though Trump didn't engage the United States forces to any war, but Trump's policy, a lot of people were so frustrated after the end of his tenure of office. They were thinking, say, they're not what we're likely to see. Say, no matter Trump, he put it forward. His Excellency Biden is just going to go opposite, or he's going to go opposite direction. Now, when it comes to Russia, when it comes to China, and when it comes to North Korea, and when it comes to Iran and Israel. Now, you heard the president speaking today on foreign policies. China has now become the major or the giant when it comes to any main competitor. Most people thought, a lot of people thought that dealing with China is bigger than the other countries. So let's see what Biden also have for us, because he is champion diplomacy. Now, let's do this analysis. The United States has been very tough on Iran. No two ways about that. 2015, Trump walked out or pulled United States unilaterally out of the JCPOA agreement. Now, it was the Democrats during their tenure signing that $150 billion policy, and Iran. So we're thinking, say, Biden take you over right away or come. Now, Biden is telling us, Iran hasn't been in compliance. Therefore, on for U.S. in command. As it stands right now, there's negotiation going on between the United States and the other three giants of the European countries. I'm referring to France, Germany, and Britain. So let's see how that one plays out. I believe Iran is not going to get us what they were anticipating, say quickly on by and no, that's not what we are likely to see. So what is likely to happen is that U.S. is not necessarily going to be very tough on Iran, but they will give Iran the option to join the JCPOA agreement again. If they do, then if they follow the compliances and also live up to the terms it's likely Biden is going to give them a safe pass. Therefore, U.S. will lift the sanctions on them. And that is not what Iranians are talking about right now. They want them to just take the sanctions out. 2, look at what is happening in China. China is a very big thing. We saw what happened immediately after Trump took you off to Florida. You said China was started trouble with Taiwan again. Now, under Biden's administration, even though he said he's going to confront China on economic abuses and humanitarian abuses, then that is not it. If you talk about China, you're talking about cyber security. These are issues border Americans know so much. So U.S. have to deal with that. South China Sea issue is also there. Then Taiwan issue is there. What China recently did, they were planning to invade Taiwan. Purposely, I think they were trying to test the strength of Biden's administration. So you see, there are more interesting days ahead of us, but let's see how that one also plays out. Now, one major country is we all know is very, very critical about this current administration, Russia. How? because of the 2016 alleged Russia influence in the U.S. general election in favor of Trump. You know. And you see, Vladimir Putin is also a very smart guy. I don't know how Biden administration will be able to contain Russia because it took Russia, I mean, a while, and some are always sending a congratulatory message to Biden administration until the electoral college and satisfied them with that. That's it. There's nothing else. But this is what Vladimir Putin is doing. Afterwards, you know, he was the first person to make call to Biden, you know, making it clear to him that if they're able to normalize their relationship, it will benefit both countries, both United States and former USSR. Okay. But a lot of people are predicting that the Democratic administration is not going to go easy on Russia. So does that mean that these two countries bringing the war to nuclear war again, as what we saw during the Cuban Missile Crisis? I hope not. Now, I know US didn't say much about Israel. It doesn't mean Israel is so independent because that is the posture Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to put out, that with or without United States, they can handle Iran. To me, I see it to be completely false. They may try, but they won't succeed. But I think the disagreement is coming because the Israelis doesn't want the Americans to join the JCPOA agreement again. Because Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear to Biden that in the moment he tries to join or bring United States back and Iran back on that table, there is nothing or none but discussing. And I think the Americans, the way the Israelis need the Americans, it's kind of vice versa. The Americans also do need the Israelis. So I mean, I think that one major challenge for Biden's administration is going to be the foreign policy because looking at where Trump is positioned, it will change the dynamics of the geopolitical interest when it comes to the world players. You know, let's see how Biden is also going to take it from there. Either he's going to reverse it or let's see how it turns out to be. On this note, I would just say a very good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are. And thanks for your time.